thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'd be really interested to hear your views on the key challenges facing the market at the moment, the terminal market.
I think probably the biggest challenge is being generated by the consumption of our ability to produce capital for projects. The port authorities have been forced to spend fabulous quantities of money responding to big ships, and that's sucked up their ability to produce new infrastructure, and it puts more of a burden on the marine terminal operators, and the marine terminal operators don't necessarily have the money to do what they need to do. And I think that's kind of starting to put a stopper on automation investments and stuff. It's just very difficult.
Are you seeing that more as a US issue, or is it an issue you're seeing around the world?
I think it depends on the port. Some ports have been hit harder than others. It's certainly an issue in the United States. Long Beach has made a major investment, New York has made a major investment, Los Angeles may have to make a major investment, and not all money just comes out of the big pool of money that has to be spent. But I think other ports as well, they're running out of easy space to build new terminals in. Where does the money come from?
These ports, they're feeling the pressure, especially on the environmental side, to actually meet regulation.
Correct.
Objectives coming out.
So that sucks even more money out of the system.
Of course.
Right.
So what can they do? I mean, they're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. You've got to do these things to get these ships in, but the money pot isn't just there forever.
What we have seen is a lot of unification on the liner side. So these alliances have come together and they've collected their bargaining power into larger and larger units. We're starting to see more cooperation between otherwise independent seaport authorities. So in the United States, the Northwest Seaport Alliance has combined Seattle and Tacoma. Even LA and Long Beach are starting to cooperate on some things. You're starting to see a matching of that assembly of authority and power so that they don't burn their energy competing with each other, but instead start to maybe coordinate some investments so that they don't overbuild or build incorrectly. There's a lot of regulatory issues associated with that, but we're starting to see that as kind of a natural response become more unified, less competitive between ports, more cooperative.
I think perhaps this is something that is also key in the US market. There's been a lot of dredging and a lot of infrastructure changes to meet the big ships, but everyone's been doing it. Is there enough business to go around when these great plans are realised completely?
There is probably more business ultimately than there is capacity. Maybe not right now, but ultimately, because the supply of flat land next to deep water is truly finite, and the creator of the universe is not giving us any more, and so it's a finite resource, and it's getting built out. And building a brand new port from scratch in some river somewhere that's only 35 feet deep, it's going to be really hard. So I think that as long as they can try to optimize, try to be controlled about what they can do, they can stay in balance and make the investment. But the shipping lines keep popping new and bigger ships on them, it may reach a limit.
So you think technology might be the saviour? If we can get digitization, automation, all those kind of things in, then that will save?
Again, there's a money issue. Traditionally, about 90% of the capital for a port has been spent by a port authority that did not have any real interest in a return on investment. So they could make a lifetime investment and not care too much about it, but they got a guarantee from their tenants as to volume. Terminal operating companies cannot get a guarantee of volume from shipping lines. So how do they back their loans? And those are now private loans instead of municipal loans. So instead of a 3% interest rate, it's a 12 or 14% interest rate. And so banking some of these heavy automation and complex projects is very difficult. We may see a change if they automate the rubber tire gantry fleet, because then you can make an automated terminal without building it from scratch. Right? Digitization, maybe. You hear about blockchain and that sort of thing. All that requires sharing, and these are entities that don't like to share. Beneficial cargo owners definitely don't like to share. So a lot of the things that you could gain by optimizing a system are almost out of bounds, because the data, while it may be there, is difficult to put in one place without violating somebody's interests. And we also have to remember there are big shippers and there are small shippers. And the big shippers may be able to play, so our Home Depots or our Targets or our Liberty or some large sort of Marks and Spencer, they can play. Okay, but a person who ships 1 container a week, he may not be able to play. And so those people are still out there.
And it's the same on the terminal side. You've got the really big guys, the international operators.
And then you got the other guys.
Yeah, then you've got the others. You see that as a problem?
It is.
2-tier, well, not even 2-tier, 3-tier market.
Yeah, especially with the third world trying to catch up from scratch. And, we're doing a project down in Ecuador, and it's like they're coming from nowhere, right? But we are seeing some technology. I was just talking to a vendor this morning that's got a nice new gate technology that might change the way terminals are built and operate. So I think we are seeing some process changes. They're not revolutionary, they're evolutionary, and that's the shipping business for us. You take these steps and you move forward. You're never going to hit the home run, you're not going to hit the goal from midfield, but we are still making steady progress on performance and on land utilization and efficiency. And digitization, automation, a lot of it's there, but it's incremental.
So steady progress is good.
Steady progress, no revolutions, keep going, don't stop.
Great.
And, I think Winston Churchill said it best, when you're going through hell, keep going.
What a great note to end on.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you.